Shalom, Yasharala. This your brother Dawud Daw from GMS Tampa Bay 07, coming at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. All right, but jumping to this here lesson, dealing with, vexation of spirits, learning a lot of this stuff, learning a lot of this stuff, like the scriptures say, look, it's going to be sweet in your mouth and bitter in thy belly, reading and learning in the scriptures the right and the proper way, brings, let me just grab the scripture because it's going to say it in the scripture better than what I can put it. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 18. Let me start at verse 17. Ecclesiastes 1 and 17. And I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also is vexation of spirit. Okay. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increases sorrow. All right. We're going to grab a couple of different precepts that's pretty much backing this same statement up, but this is pretty much what I wanted to go into, and some people would, some people who, know that come in contact with the men of the Lord, people that aren't in the truth, they'll ask you sometimes, why you always so negative, or why you always down, and why you always this and that, but because like the scriptures say, for much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. All right. The more you know, the more grief you get, when you learn about, there's a lot of different things, and the way I came into a lot of this truth, way before I came across any of the videos, I guess the Most High just put it in my spirit to start looking into the Illuminati. This was years back, learning about a lot of this different stuff and to find out a lot of the different stuff that they were doing, like not the shit that they talk about, in music type of stuff like that, but like way deeper than that, when you get into like real stories about real child sacrifices and stuff that they do to these people, a lot of the different stuff, you find out like, damn, there's people that actually do shit like that, there's actually people out here, like just think of yourself as a simple ass 2/3, simple ass 2/3 ain't really thinking about that. There's a lot of little kids, being molested, they don't think about shit like that. There's a lot of little kids that are growing up that's just being like abused all kind of different ways. There's a lot of, there's just a lot of wickedness that's going on out there. When you look at the shit that Esau's doing, you putting basically poison in the water. We ain't going to say fluoride or lead. We're going to say poison. All right. You putting that in the water, you feeding people abominable foods, shit with human DNA in there, all type of stuff like that, learning the mind of this goddamn Edomite, man, the shit that he does, man, the things that he come up with, the things that this guy does, man, it's vexation of spirit, man. And the more and more you study this guy's ways and the shit that he doing, find out all the wicked shit that he be doing, you just be vexing your spirit, when you see certain things walking around, like, for me, when I'm walking around and I see all these women walking around in today's society, these so-called good-looking women walking around, and they all so-called dress nice, they got these so-called nice outfits on and everything. They all dressed up, the ones people be turning their head, damn, look at her, those type of women, when I see, people normally in a, not a rejoicing spirit, but they more or less kind of happy. Damn, she look kind of good. Hey, how you doing? Oh, damn, let me look at her. Let me go holler at her. They be kind of excited about shit like that. But then man, I'm looking at these people, man, and understanding their mindsets, man. These goddamn women is walking around because their self-esteem is so low that they don't have nothing that they can give. So the one thing that they got that they can give, that they put on the forefront, is their damn body. They gotta go get those damn push-up bras to make their titties look more appealing. All right. They gotta wear these fucking leggings to make their fucking box show, just so you can be enticed to go over there and try to talk to them, but think of that woman's mindset, how low she might not be, coherently, aware of this at the surface level. It's like when you see people who's on drugs or alcoholics and stuff like that, they drink it because they depressed. On the surface level, they drink it because they want to have fun, but really they depressed, and like, hell, I was, going out to bars and stuff like that. You see all these people like, I made a statement to some of the brothers, like, none of this stuff here, all the Esau stores and all the shit that he got going on None of that would how do you say, be profitable if the whole society wasn't in mourning or in a fucked up mind state, you know? If everybody wasn't catching hell and calamities, think about this. Liquor stores wouldn't sell. Sports and entertainment places like that wouldn't sell. You know, your movies, all kind of stuff that so-called have fun. Why do you need to have fun? Because your life is horrible, you know? These types of things. So once you start learning certain things like that, be like, damn, you know, let's go to the bar. The fuck do I want to be around a bunch of people who's all, you know, in that type of mindset to where they not happy with they don't like theyself, you know, they drinking through their damn sorrows and stuff like that, you know, they're not happy with nobody else. They want to go to the bar and meet another miserable person because they're miserable in their life. They want to go and find somebody else miserable in their life, you know, and then when you meet these people, they're in a fucked up state of mind. Like, I don't want to meet you while you're in a fucked up state of mind. I want to meet you in a sober mind state, you know, at least I have to be with you always in a fucked up mind state, you know. If I meet you when you drunk and I like you when you drunk, you know what I'm saying? I might not like you when you sober. Therefore, I'm gonna have to be around you when you always drunk. You see what I'm saying? That when you know certain things like that, that shit, you know, is vexation, is grievous. You know, this is how does the scripture say? Is for in much wisdom is much grief. All right. When you wise enough to understand, when you go into the bar, you know, people out there happy, smiling in the club, dancing and shit like that. They all fucked up in their mindset. Why do people go to the club? They go to the club to so-called find a significant other. Why? Because that's the bottom of the barrel, the last little place they can go to go try to find some low-lying fruit, you know? Because they can't go out in the regular world and go meet regular people like that. They got to go get dressed up and put on this facade, you know what I'm saying? And then go out and go get, tipsy and shit like that so they can have enough courage to go speak to somebody because they don't have enough courage to go speak to that person anyway. You see what I'm saying? So when you think about all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? You walk into a club full of people, all their minds is like this, you know, looking at all these more or less these demons on these damn people. You don't want to be around them people. You know, you think that they all rejoicing, but they're not happy, you know? And, you know, like I said, a lot of these different things, you know? Oh, my family, let's go on a vacation. Let's go on a cruise somewhere. Hell, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, there's something wrong with it for me because I know I'm in hell right now. You know, and you about to give me a temporary pass to get up out of hell for a moment. But then I'm gonna go and see the nicer, finer side of life, so-called heaven. All right. But then I gotta come back to hell. All right. And then remember that I tasted heaven for a little while. Man. That's like, no. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a different example. You know, that type of shit right there is akin to when Jake would be in the world like, let me just put the tip in. No, good and damn well, once you get the damn tip in, you be like, nah, all right, I'm good with that. Nah, the fuck I want to go, you know what I'm saying, get halfway in there, taste of it a little bit, and then, nope, go back to your jail cell, you know? So, with things like this, you know what I'm saying, when you have an understanding of certain things, you know, especially going through these scriptures, you know, like dealing with women, you know, beforehand, you know, I love women, you know what I'm saying? Well, not in this state because of what I know now. But, you know, I was a person that was, I loved women, you know what I'm saying? I always had me quite a few bitches at a certain point in time, you know? But now as I started reading the scriptures and stuff like that, like, wait a minute. The bitches that I'm with, they all loudmouth. They all doing this and doing that. They just like, you know, dirty people. They, you know, I met this chick and she did this and that, you know what I'm saying? Well, she did it for me and she don't really know me like that, you know, and I ain't the best speaker in the world. Or I ain't the smoothest cat in the hole. You know what I'm saying? I ain't all of that shit. So I'm honest with myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ain't the shit. You know what I'm saying? So if she doing this shit for me, who else is she doing this shit with? You know? So now I'm looking at the women that I'm with, you know, and how the scriptures say about a woman, you know, a woman should be shamefaced, you know, she shouldn't be having all this extra shit on, you know, dress modest, you know, how does it say? A loud woman is clamorous and things like that. You know, you shouldn't want no woman like that because scripture say these ain't righteous women. They're more or less like wicked women, you know. But nevertheless, once you read all these different things, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, wait a minute. We're supposed to have our women in order like this, like that. Now, when you look at all these different women, now you realize none of them are in order. You know, people always ask me, why aren't you married and why aren't you, why don't you have any kids? Like, well, I want to get married and I want to have kids, but at the same time, this society is fucked up. I'm wise enough to know that if I have kids in this society, they got to go to school. First of all, they're going to get vaccinated to go to school. At least the government take my kids away. That's vexation because, first of all, the wisdom that I have to know that is gonna vex me because I already know the information, you know what I'm saying? But me knowing that is vexation that it's gonna happen, you know? Well, me knowing that is vexation knowing that I can't have kids because that's gonna happen. And if I do have kids, it's vexation that they gotta go through that, you know? Then they're gonna be trained up being homosexuals in these schools. That's vexation as well too. A lot of grief and sorrow knowing that if I have kids, this is what's gonna happen, you know? Or why don't you get married? Well, I know all these women is defiled right now. You know, I know that they all brainwashed under his shit, you know? And I know that they all in their so-called rulership right now. They all have rulership over men right now. They have the dominion over men right now. At least I want to be a little bitch to them. You know what I'm saying? So if you're wise enough to know all this stuff, you know, oh, I know right from wrong now. However, we living in a fucked up society, so this is grievous unto us, you know? But at the same time, this is motivation to push to get into the kingdom, you know? Push that, hey, hasten the day of our salvation. This is why we be begging for salvation, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know what I'm saying? We living and we seeing all this defiledness, you know? You go to the grocery store, man, and the wisdom that you know in the grocery store, all the food is defiled. All right, I got to try to pick the best fake food that they got here to eat, you know? And as you sitting there chewing and eating the food, like, man, I don't know what the fuck kind of meat this is. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be steak, but I don't know what the fuck it is because I'm wise enough to know that Esau is a goddamn brute beast and he's got GMOs everywhere, you know? But you take it to a person like a 2/3 who don't give a fuck about none of that stuff. They could tell you all about the Kardashians and LeBron James. They could tell you all about all of them. You know what I'm saying? They're not worried about that. They happy as can be. These are the ones that's always talking about why you always speaking negative. You need some positivity in your life because these people don't realize that they eating like basically baby fetuses and shit like that. You know, they don't realize that. They don't realize that they sending their kids to school to goddamn get vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? Now they're going to basically, how do you say? It's like you're taking away a motherfucking soul, man. When you see these kids and you hear these stories about these kids that are real lively kids, real, how do I say? Real energetic kids, right? As little bitty kids, like all kids, they real curious, energetic, picking up any and everything, walking around the damn house. You know what I'm saying? You can't, once a kid learn how to walk, you gotta watch this little motherfucker because he's always walking around getting into shit, right? But, and you, as you watch him grow up, you see how energetic he is. But as soon as you go to take him to get registered for school, he go get them damn shots. And now he like a goddamn vegetable. He just want to sit there and be quiet. He don't even speak no more. All right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, us knowing these types of things with this wisdom that we've been imparted, that's a lot of grief, man. Knowing that type of stuff, man. You know, my sister just had a baby or whatever. Yeah. You know, congratulations. But hey, man, homie, he finna, you know, the school he gonna have to go to. First of all, they gonna vaccinate his ass. You know what I'm saying? Then he gonna be just like all these other kids. There's a high possibility he gonna have ADHD. You know what I'm saying? It's a high possibility he gonna be a homosexual or get touched by one of the teachers in school because that's what they teaching him. All right? And it's a high probability that if, we know we ain't gonna be going on that long, but it's a high probability, but that after he graduated from high school, try to find a woman. First of all, he ain't gonna have no damn job to get there because the economy gonna be super fucked. Then, and he gonna be a slave at that point in time. And he gonna have a microchip put in him. And at that point in time, he ain't gonna be able to find no husband or he ain't gonna be able to find no wife because everybody gonna be fucking cyborgs for one, not reproducing for two, have 35 different genders for three. You see what I'm saying? That's vexation. So if my sister tell me, oh look, I'm pregnant, about to have a baby, hey man, the wisdom that we've been imparted, that shit is vexation unto us. You know what I'm saying? Let me grab a couple more precepts real quick. Let me jump back up to the top. This Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 2. It says, vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. All this shit that we got going on, all the things that you can so-called rejoice in and all these different things here in this damn kingdom, it's all vanity, man. Oh, I just got a new job. Okay, well, you got a new slave master, all right? And he's gonna overtax your ass and overwork your ass and underpay your ass. That's just vanity. Oh, I just got a new house. Oh, yeah, you a new slave. You got to make that payment. At least you goddamn get your credit fucked up and you be homeless. Oh, I got a new woman. Yeah, you better watch that bitch because 9 times out of 10 she's sleeping around with everybody else, or she done probably been ran through by a whole football league of niggas, and now she want to be treated like a queen now. Beforehand, you know what I'm saying? You ain't had to put a ring on it to get with her, but you know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I mean? That's just, it's all vanity, man. Anything and everything you think you can rejoice of in this kingdom, it's all vanity. Oh, I just hit the lotto for 500 million. How much of these motherfuckers gonna tax your ass to the shit? You know? And how much are your so-called friends and people like that gonna start turning on your ass to get all your money? Oh, you rich. Look at these celebrities. They all super rich now. Like, let's say Drake. This motherfucker ain't gonna be able to find no damn love because, or any celebrity. It don't have to be Drake, but you know, any celebrity ain't gonna really never necessarily find love like that because why? They so-called rich. These people want them for their money and they so-called status. They're not gonna want them to, like, let's say Drake, for instance. Drake ain't gonna find a woman that's gonna love him for who he is, Aubrey Graham is, and not the shit that, yeah, this motherfucker do music. I don't really care about all that shit. I don't even really listen to the nigga music. I ain't even heard a song by him, but that ain't why I like the nigga. I just so happened to see him at this grocery store and we talked and so on and so forth, and he had good conversation. That's why I like him. It's not gonna happen. Why? Because everything here is vanity, man. Everything here is set up basically for failure. It's set up to destroy you. This is not your rest. It's polluted and it's going to destroy you. All right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 13. And I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. Okay. So, you know, Solomon said, look, he sought out wisdom concerning all things under heaven. All right. This sore travail hath Yahweh given to the sons of man to be exercised therein. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun. Behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. All right. So everything under the sun is vanity and vexation of spirit. Well, until we get into the kingdom of heaven. But up until that point, everything is vanity and vexation of spirit, man. You see all these types of different things, man. It's all vanity. Everything is vanity and vexation of spirit, man. People try to give you certain things or come up, you know, it's vexation to me in spirit to me that my parents want to take me on a cruise and have a family vacation and shit like that, you know. And I just think about it like, yeah, but, you know, I know that I'm in hell again, you know, and once I leave for a little minute, I'm a so-called enjoy this and, you know what I'm saying, and then have to come back to hell and then back to reality, you know. Just like when you at work, you know, and then you go on vacation or whatever, or you have, you know, let's say a 3-day weekend and you hate getting back up and going back to work because you was enjoying your little time off, you know, or just any weekend that, you know, regular people off, Saturday, Sunday, you know, and you dread going to work on Monday, you know. So again, man, everything here that you can come up upon is vanity, except for this here truth. All right. Don't, you know, the truth. The things dealing with the spiritual realm is not vanity and vexation. Let me not leave no room for no scoffers. But everything under the sun that's over here in Babylon to do or wherever else you want to be at, it's all vexation of spirit. You know, you hear some people want to talk about, you know, dealing with the GMOs. Oh, I'm gonna go plant my own garden. This is the one thing I hear all these people that ain't privy to who Esau, how he get down is. Oh, I'm gonna go plant my own garden because they got all this GMO shit. Motherfucker, don't you know that Monsanto's own all the seeds? You can't even get no real seeds, you know? So you want to go and grow your own garden, you're just wasting your time, you're going to end up with the same product. You're doing more work for an even less of a product, you know? So that shit is even vanity and vexation, you know? Everything that you can call yourself getting into and you can do is all vanity and vexation, all right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 1. It says, I said in my heart, go to now, I will prove thee. Salaki, I said in my heart, go to now and I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure. Okay, so he's gonna try to prove his heart with all the joy and pleasure and all the happiness, so-called happiness that you can give yourself, you know. It says, and behold, this also is vanity. All right. So, you know, dealing with, you know, whatever you think you can do, you know, they say, oh, if I just had a little bit of money, if I had a better job, if I had a better car, a better woman, if I didn't have this or that, I'd be happy. Man, hey, look. All is vanity, all is vexation. Even in the world, you have some people, more money, more problems. Biggie even said it, you know? And I realized that upon my own self in my own life. I realized when anybody's life, when you was back in like high school and shit like that, and you didn't have no bills and no job, you wasn't making no income, you didn't really have to worry about too much. But the moment you got your little first job, you know, it was kind of fun, this and that. You was buying the things that you wanted to buy, clothes, shoes, you know, then you got your little cell phone bill or something like that, you know? Everything was cool, you know? Then you wanted to get a car. Now you got to maintain the car insurance, car payment, the maintenance on your car, cell phone bill. Now you want to go move out. Now you got to pay rent, water bill, light bill, some places gas bill. You know what I'm saying? You want cable bill, internet bill. Now you sitting here realizing, okay, now I need a better job. Okay, now you stuck in that little trap, man. Hey, the more money you get, the more things you get and gaining, the more problems you have, you know? You thought that you was going to be happy beforehand, you know, as a 16-year-old, man, I can't wait till I get my own car. I can't wait till I graduate and get my own job. I ain't got to stay here no more. Pretty much, I would say that pretty much all young teenagers said that once upon a time in their life when living with their parents, you know? And looking at the economy nowadays, I know a lot of motherfuckers who be like, yo, I wish I can go stay back with my parents. You know, a lot of people, we have to nowadays because that's just the way it is in a society, you know? You have to have 2 and 3, 4, 5 incomes just to make ends meet, you know? This is Ecclesiastes Ecclesiastes 2:10. And whatsoever my eyes desired, I had kept not from them, and I withhold not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. And then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. All right. So like I was just saying, man, you in high school, right? Start out in high school, you know, let's say you like 14 years old, you know, 14 years old, you living with your parents, you know, you ain't got no cell phone, you ain't paying no bills, put it that way. But you get a little older, you get your first job, now your parents, you can pay your cell phone bill. Now you know, you're getting old enough to drive now. Okay, well now you go buy your first car. You know, you getting all these different things. You looking at the labor of the work of your hands, you know. But now at the end of the day, it's all vexation of spirit, you know, vexation of soul. Everything that you got, you know, is starting to vex you, you know. No matter what you can gain or get, you know, it's all vexation, you know. Especially in this kingdom, everything here is meant to destroy you and pollute you, you know. And any type of the more wisdom and understanding that you get about any and every damn thing is just more vexation and grief, you know. So you know how some people go and play the lottery, or let's say they go to a casino and they play slots, right? Now I don't really know about, you know, how these machines are set up, but I'm gonna make an analogy. But let's say somebody go to a casino and play slots. You know, you see people in a casino, they all happy and they trying their luck, you know, they smiling. Oh damn, I lost. Let me try it again. Let me try it again. You know, but you know these people think that off their luck, you know, they might just hit one number. You know, they just think, oh, I might can catch this. You know, they don't know. The thing is that they don't know. All right, they how do I say, they don't have the assurance that they're gonna hit, so it's an unknown unto them. So therefore, they still so-called rejoicing in the hope that they might have for that, you know. But if that same person was playing slots and they realized and they knew for a fact that, hey man, this machine only hit once every 500 million times, every 500 million spins, and you only on spin number 3, all right. Now that person would be vexed. He'd be like, man, I can sit here and put in all the money I got, you know, and go borrow a whole lot more money to put into this machine. And just to get that one payout, and the one payout is only going to be like $25. So that's vexation and spirit, you know, once you know that, you know, if they had the wisdom to know that, man, I got to put in, you know, 5 million, or I got to put in $5 million just to hit for $100. And it's going to take me X amount of spins. I'd be here all day. You know, I'd be better off saving my money, because that's just vanity. I'm wasting money just to not even make money, just to lose money, you know? Same with wisdom. The more, if you was to know, like I said, if you was to know that machine was to hit once every so many times and you knew you was so far off, hey man, that would be vexation of your spirit to even be playing that game. So how much more within it is wisdom and knowledge that you gain, especially about this damn Edomite and this kingdom that's here to destroy you and pollute you, you know? All these different things. Oh man, that's a nice new Benz. Yeah, but see, you don't really know, once you get that Benz, you're going to be a slave trying to make that damn car payment. You know, now if you can afford it and it ain't nothing to you, go for it. But, you know, most Jake be sitting there living in an apartment, you know, working 2 part-time jobs and borrowing some money and trying to live the high life, you know. And this is why you see a lot of Jake be off in the hood and they be just vexed, you know, they be all on all kind of drugs and drinking, doing all kind of crazy shit. But that's because they don't really know, you know, they keep trying and failing, you know. But, you know, like the scriptures say, hey man, well, much wisdom, wisdom is increased, you know, basically so is grief and sorrow increased, you know? So, you know, just keep that in mind with, you know, when you see people, like, especially the men that's doing this work, you know, sometimes we're not always be in a happy spirit, you know, because seeing through a lot of these different things and discerning a lot of different things, you know, we already know that it's not, everything is vanity. It's not a good place to be. All this is vexation, you know? You know, even if people be like, oh, well, you know, so-and-so came in and gave you this and so-and-so came and gave you that, you know? Well, shit, you know, or we're going to give you tomorrow off of work. Hey, man, that's just, hey, I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. You giving me a day off so I can so-called rest, but that means I got to work double or borrow money to make these bills meet, you know? So, hey, man, that's vexation of spirit, you know? So the only thing that we can rejoice in is this truth, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the brotherhood, and our salvation is coming, all right? All else is just all vanity, man. All this shit here is going to pollute you. It's going to destroy you, all right? Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push in this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. Stay strong. Shalom.